We got the receipt. It was obviously, as I said, Liv edited the photo.
Yeah, and there was no way I was letting Liv get away with it.
What is the difference this time?
The minute Harriett walked in, it was like a feeling I've never had.
Ekin and Elma got into it big time.
I was really shocked to see the way that Elma had been painted.
Then Harriett DMs me and she's like, oh, I didn't know this. And I was like, which one of the 4 final couples do you think are gonna struggle the most?
If you want me to say a couple?
Harriett and Ronnie, welcome to So Wrong It's Right!
Oh, yes.
This is huge. This is like, I feel like I'm looking at a visage. Is that what it's called? Like a...
Painting.
No, like it's like a vision in a desert, like seeing you two together in real life. It doesn't feel real. What is it called? A mirage.
A mirage. What did you say?
Visage. It doesn't feel real. Ron, this is not your first time in the studio.
Yeah, back again.
You're back again. Second book. Very rare to get a second booking on this series. So you are in very elite company.
Oh no, I feel...
Why is it all straight men that are double... I just realised my only double bookings have been Pete Wick's husband and you.
It's a good three, don't it?
Yeah, it's a strong 3. Harriett, this is your first time. And this is my first time properly meeting you.
I know.
Which seems crazy. There was a lot of chaos last time you came out the villa. We never got to meet each other properly. But we're going to go back over all of that. For people that don't know, Ronnie is, well, I've known you probably like the best part of 10 years now.
Oh, I was saying that the other day. It's flown, isn't it?
It's flown. He's one of Brad's best friends. You were a best man at our wedding.
Yeah.
And now you've entered into the Love Island Hall of Fame.
I'm not, do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure. You're joking, both of you. Iconic. Let's go back to the beginning of this series. We spoke a little bit about you planning to go back in the villa.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you guys at in terms of the relationship when you went back this time?
Before we went in? Nothing.
You were broken up.
I mean, I'd blocked Ronnie on everything, so we weren't in a great position. Yeah.
So you were blocked on everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was scrambling because you did ring me a couple of times, and you said, "Oh look, I don't care," but Harriet's not responding to me. But I was like, "Well, you said that 3 times, so I think you do care."
Yeah, just keep bringing it up.
I've never really brought anyone around you, have I? Like
no,
ever.
No, not like. We'll get onto it, but obviously I've seen you with girlfriends, but I've never seen you like this.
No.
I've never seen. I've actually never seen him put his arm around another
female.
Yeah, no. It's all very new, and it's. I like it.
You like it?
I like it. Of course I do. It's nice to see you happy.
Thank you.
You went into the villa. Obviously, you were in from the beginning, Ron. You didn't know if Harriett was coming in. You must have had your inkling feeling that there's a possibility she could.
Obviously, I see like a week before I flew out, like she got like leaked as well, like that she could be in as a bombshell. So obviously it was in the back of my mind, but we weren't talking, we weren't together, and it was like, I'm gonna go and find someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously went out there and obviously coupled up with Elma at the start. But yeah, the minute Harriett walked in, it was like, I don't know, it's a weird thing to say, but it was like a feeling I've never had. Do you know what I mean?
So you, like you say, you hit the ground running with Elma.
It feels weird talking to you like that.
It's weird. What, like this, like formally?
Yeah,
it's weird.
Like a feeling I've never had. It's like, you and Brad are probably like back indoors like, oh, what are you doing?
I'll tell you what we were saying in a minute. Well, I'll tell you what we were saying when you went into the villa and you were with Elma and then you kissed Kaz in the garden and I was like, oh, here we fucking go. Here we
round 2, because he did that the first season, didn't you? With me and Jess.
And I think people misinterpreted the advice that I gave you on the pod, the advice I gave you, and I spoke about it on this pod, and I think people clipped it up and misinterpreted it. There's like, Liv gave Ronnie a game plan. And I was like, no, I didn't. What I said was, just remember you're not on a boy's holiday. Like, you are there to find a connection, not a fake one. No. If you can't find one, you can't find one. But my worry was that you were going to behave like you were in Benidorm again and then just go around snogging everyone until you get voted out. And I was like,
it was going that way.
Yeah. No. And then Harriett comes in during a challenge. You're blindfolded. Obviously, I've been in the villa. I know how it works with production. There was probably a lot of waiting around. You're probably standing there in that blindfold for ages.
I half thought Harriett would be in because they put me last.
Right.
So I had a little bit of a
feeling that something was going on.
And then do you know what it was? I was counting all the girls. So like I think there was
count?
like, to 6, so buzzing. Get to 7, I was like, oh no. But yeah, obviously I was last, and then they was like, we're gonna do one more song just for like the clips or whatever.
And
then
you were like,
it
bullshit.
lasted forever. And then I like half see a shadow underneath. And then I was like, oh no, it's someone else. And then, yeah, the minute we kissed, I was like, Harriett.
And did you know for sure?
I knew straight away.
And it's just for people that didn't watch, it was in the challenge, a kissing challenge, where the boys had to score, well, they actually, boys and girls had to score each other out of 10. You gave Harriett 10 straight away.
Slay.
Which was like, kind of like a ballsy move. And
I was thinking, you better give me a 10, you better give me a 10.
Well, it upset the villa to an extent, I would say. Like, obviously,
I still couldn't see it at the time. So when we read out the score, I still couldn't see everyone because we were still blindfolded, weren't we?
Yeah.
So I didn't actually see the reaction, but then after I could. And then I see her standing, I was like, oh no.
And how did you feel in that moment seeing her for the first time?
I didn't know what to feel. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to move. I think I tried to walk off. There was like, go back. Wasn't it? It was all like...
You said hello and it was really awkward.
Yeah.
Like,
after we said hello to each other, and it was just like, it was the worst hello ever.
You're right.
It was like, hello, bye.
Because it was weird as well, because obviously like going from like being blocked, so obviously Ronnie being blocked, and then me just like kissing him. Yeah. I didn't even get to say hi, so I was just like snogging his face off. Like, it was a bit
horrendous. Like, you say it out loud, it's horrible.
And I didn't know I was doing that until I literally got to the villa. So obviously you don't know how you're going to go in as a bombshell, but yeah, it was a way to go in.
Yeah, that's a really tough way to go in. How did you feel about it?
Well, I'm like quite reserved anyway. Like I wouldn't really want to like kiss people in front of everyone. I know I was on a TV show, but like I wouldn't want to walk in like that. But I'm glad I did because it like broke the ice a little bit. Yeah. But it made it easier that they were all blindfolded because obviously I didn't have to look them in the eye. Yeah. Because that would have been awkward. But it was also weird that I couldn't speak to the girls because like I was just going in there and kissing all their men and I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that is awkward.
Yeah.
So obviously you coupled up with Ron, not Ronnie, for people viewing. You know, you got a bit of stick in there, people going, well, you were never interested anyway. Were you interested in Ron? Was he the one out of everyone there that you were willing to explore?
Yeah, I think obviously like watching it and like people you fancy is very different to when you're actually in there. So like when I was watching it, when I was in holding, I was like, oh, Ron, like I've never met him before. Like he seems really nice. I knew a few of the boys anyway, so they were like off, do you know what I mean? I was never going to pick them. And then obviously I didn't want to go in there and pick Ronnie because I wasn't sure how I would feel until I actually saw him. So yeah, I definitely was interested, but like after our first couple conversations, I was like, no. But I'm glad I did because I feel like I did owe it to myself to like try and get to know someone else because last season it was very much you the whole time. Do you know what I mean? And you was having your piece of the cake.
I think even if you know, didn't think that, you know, that it was necessarily going to be a love connection with Ron, I feel like you had to make Ronnie work for it a little bit harder.
And that, yeah.
I was fuming.
She couldn't make it too easy for you because then you would have gone straight back into the old cycle.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was thinking too. I was like, I'm not picking him straight away, no way.
But I had to go on the actual Love Island to get your best friend to act right. Do you know what I mean? And it still like leaves a lot to be desired. So.
Very true.
How did you both find it second time round compared to first?
I loved it second time.
Yeah, I loved it a lot more. I feel like the first time I didn't really enjoy it. But I think also like it really helped like the girls being a lot older. Yes. And I feel like everyone was so nice and like mature in there. Whereas last time, obviously, I know it's your first time, so it's going to be harder, but I didn't really have like the same.
It seems like from the outside anyway, you girls all on the whole, apart from towards the end a little bit, Ekin and Elma, you all got on really well.
Yeah, we did. Like everyone was so nice in there and I think it did make it easier.
Yeah, the girls' change room though, that was a dark place. You walk past that changing room,
do you mean the
dressing
area?
Yeah.
Changing room?
Changing locker room. No, that was
dark in what sense?
Oh, you'd get battered.
No, you just wouldn't
you'd hear them talking about the boys.
Like, we'd walk to the shower and be like, what? She's like coming for me. And then Harriet's going, yeah, I know, I agree about him.
No, but there was a few times when they, like, Mike had to come on the vlog. Because we were just like, the boys were earwigging in our conversations. And Gabby said something like, they're all punching anyway, this is a joke. But the boys overheard it and thought she was being serious. Okay. So it caused like World War III, didn't it?
We egg off the girls one night. Didn't go down well.
Yeah, that was the night.
Like the whole village stopped.
Did they not show it?
No.
And they couldn't. We was arguing, we was going on a date 5 minutes later. They couldn't show it.
Explain what eggy boff is in case someone doesn't know.
So like, you'd walk in or it'd be like Harriett, blank, live. And then we'd just carry on talking and you're just sitting there trying to get in the convo. Did you see what we'd done to Ekin?
Yes, you did one that they featured on the, what do they call it? The extra show?
Oh, the unseen.
Unseen bit.
We'd done Ekin.
And it was very funny.
Ekin sat there for 5 minutes talking to us. And we were we was like, is she going to go? And actually was saying, is she going to go? And she was like, boys, what are you doing? I'm talking to you. I was like...
I couldn't do that.
No, fully having a
tried to get
convo.
the girls in on it, didn't you, a few times? And we were like, no.
It was quite good this season. Everyone's playing it.
Luca is Harriett, your childhood friend, is that right?
family friend.
Family friend. So you've known him since you're young.
Yeah.
You guys had a little bit of tension at points in the villa when you felt like he wasn't sticking up for you. Ronnie was sticking up for you. What's your relationship with Luca like now, both of you?
It's absolutely fine. I think it's just harder, like, when you have those connections outside the villa to bring them in. Like, naturally, if you had all your best friends in a villa, it would be carnage,
It'd be horrible,
wouldn't it?
yeah.
And I think also, like, I'm a really, like, I always stick up for my friends in any situation. And I think sometimes I get hurt by the fact that they don't do the same. So, like, with Luca, I know he's a boy and they're all, like, wired differently, but I just wanted him to, like, have my back a bit more.
Yeah.
But I have seen him since and we're absolutely fine, but it's just, I wouldn't want to do another show with him.
No.
Like,
What about you,
difficult.
Ron?
Do you know what? I've spoken to him a few times since coming out. I feel like I see a comment of like, I've got enemies nicer or not. But that whole like scene there, at the end of the day, I was just having Harriet's back.
Yeah.
And like for me, I spoke a lot about you, didn't I? In there. And I was like, if like, say you was in the villa with me, I'd have your back through everything.
Yeah.
And like that is a friendship that comes bigger than the villa, like bigger than cameras, everything like that. So that's where I just couldn't understand it. And I remember speaking about you on there, and I said to a few people, like, that's the way I am as a person. Obviously, people are different, but I just deal. It wasn't even like having Harriet's back. It was just like just checking in and here and there.
Yeah.
And that is the way it was. But
Yeah.
I've spoke to him a few times. I don't mind him. Like, we're gonna go out us four.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that was that really.
I think you're right. I think having someone that you have history with, like as a friendship way, in that kind of show is very difficult. Because I'm very much, like, and I always said this to you, I feel like to do these shows, you have to kind of submit yourself to the process, like you say. And I always said to Ronnie, like, don't let a producer encourage you to do something that feels completely disaligned from who you are. But also lean into it.
Like the first series when you said,
go with your gut.
Yeah, but then also stand by what you would stand for on the outside.
Yeah.
And I get like a lot people think, oh, you're just getting told. Obviously, people like you are in a way of getting
you just get
having
directed,
conversations.
don't you?
They
Like,
plant seeds, and it's up to you whether you act on said seed.
But a lot
basically.
of people do and a lot of them don't. And that's why it's like causes a bit of tension.
Yeah.
You know?
Because then people think, well, I don't care. I wouldn't do what I was told to do. So, but you
But then
kind of
you've
have
got
to
to
live.
come out and deal with that.
Yeah.
And I always thought like, if there was something I wouldn't stand for on the outside, I wouldn't do it because then I wouldn't have to. Because at the end of the day, you come out and you've got to deal with them comments or the people when really that ain't you.
No,
you know?
agreed. We saw Luca's sister say on the call that she wasn't a fan of you.
Yeah.
Ronnie, what did you think about that?
I've got a lot of fans, so don't worry about that one.
She did apologise to me. On the weekend, I see her for a walk and she said, yeah.
She's having a bit of a second thought?
Yeah, I think also, like, she knew the relationship when it went a bit sour before. So I think she had those opinions. And then when he was, like, sticking up for me, obviously it's hard when, like, you don't, like, not all the viewers and, like, you didn't know the friendship that well. And then obviously me and Luca did. So, yeah, I'm sure she'll like to love you.
She'll love me.
We also saw, like I just mentioned previously, Ekin and Elma got into it big time. There's a big reaction on social media, which I'm sure you guys have seen since you've come out.
So it wasn't until the phone call I had with you in the villa that when you said it to me.
Yeah.
I didn't
Did it not
actually
seem
realise.
that big to you guys
No,
at the
it
time?
was, but it was very much equal, like 50-50.
Yeah,
so I was really shocked to see the way that Elma had been painted because I wouldn't have put it that way. Like, as a viewer, like, I wouldn't have, if I was watching it, like, I wouldn't have thought that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I put something on my stories one night because I actually was really upset by everything that I saw, because having obviously had, friends who were involved in that show who are no longer with us, I just thought, it's really sad that the show can still, the viewers can turn the show so dark. Because like you say, Ekin's a very strong person. It's not like Elma's like wiping the floor with her.
Yeah, and it
far
was very
from
much
it.
like that in there. Like, it was very much like both of them going at each other all the time. So it's just weird how things get shown.
Have you had much contact with either of them since you left? Is Elma doing all right?
Yeah, she's okay, bless her. I think she's a really strong girl. Like, she's got thick skin. And obviously because she's done like Towie and stuff, that's what she does. Like, she's used to all these like comments and things. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like it's very telling is like who's friends with who. Like, all of us love Elma and we wouldn't love someone if they were a horrible person and if we didn't agree with things they do. Like, so yeah, she's doing okay, which is good.
Very true. So you guys left the villa this time by a vote from your old fellow Islanders. I caught some heat, by the way, for calling them expired Islanders, but I actually just thought that was funny. I actually didn't mean it.
I thought that'd be fun.
Everyone was like, that's unacceptable. I was like, oh my God, it was just a joke. Jesus. I was like, most of them I really like. I love India. I feel like she should have had a much longer stay.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
she's nice.
she's lovely.
Yeah, so that's how you guys, how was that to leave that way? Because I just know that I would have
brutal.
Flipped that 5
That was
ways.
like the worst way that I'd want to leave.
It's horrible.
And do you know what? Leading up to it, I was so nervous, wasn't I? Like I was outside all the time. I was like, I just really don't want to go this way. Like if people don't want me in here, then vote me out by like a text. I was like, but you know, hearing all of the things for us anyways that we've worked on be thrown back in your face. I think that's what I struggled with. Like all of their excuses that they used to vote us out, like they're all things that we worked on and got over as a couple, and then just to have it be like, oh, do you know what I mean?
I felt like, obviously I'm going to be biased, so yeah, you can like all scream at the, TV or however you're watching or listening to this. But yeah, I felt like you were an easy target.
Yeah.
And I feel like the night before on the terrace, Ronnie had mentioned the girlfriend question, which I obviously now was sitting there thinking, oh God. Because I obviously, on my call with Ronnie, said, you should definitely ask Harriet to be your girlfriend, like today. And then you kind of shut it down. And then I think it was a really just perfect storm, because then I think it gave them a cop-out to be like, we're going to vote them out.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind? I'm so sorry, Ronnie. I thought she'd say yes.
Oh, no.
What was going through your mind, Harriet? Why didn't you say yes?
Because I just think like our life is just so public, right? And I just wanted to keep something private. Like, of course I want to be his girlfriend, like sometime soon. But like, I just wanted to do it like a bit more private, like not on the TV show.
I can't relate to that because I sold my wedding. So I don't even, the P word is not in my language. So I bet that does make a lot of sense.
And also I went into it like not knowing how things would end up, and I didn't know like how like my family and stuff would feel. And obviously I got a bit of like reassurance from like the call with Saffron and like about my mum and stuff. But like I still wanted to like bring him into the friendship group and like see my family and stuff. And like
before
do you know what
you
I mean?
go back into that.
Yeah, like of course I'm 100%, but like there's still like a little bit where I'd want to like take you everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like I took you to my family house this weekend. Like we had such a nice weekend, and like now I feel like it was a good time. But
did you feel like you wanted to like test drive the relationship in real life before you put the label on it?
You are in a bubble as well. You are.
And essentially, a lot of your troubles as a couple started in real life, not in the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all of them came from like outside.
So, Olivia and Grace, these text messages where she supposedly says she wants to win the show and do whatever it takes, do they exist or not?
No.
And where does Mitch come into all of this? Because I've been on TikTok trying to
piece it all
Mitch.
together.
And I don't understand.
Grace literally would never speak like that. Like anyone who knows her, she doesn't speak like that. Also, she just wouldn't ever put that in a text message. Like if it was something she would say. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just completely made up. I don't know where Liv has gathered this from.
That's awful.
And I think Mitch maybe edited them from what I've gathered from TikTok.
Yeah, so where does he come
He
into
will
this?
do anything to stay in the conversation.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scandal.
He will do anything.
So I'm not sure, trying to piece it together, something along the lines of Mitch editing them. Liv told Mitch, who knows, but they are fake. That's all I can say.
Wow.
But I've got proper receipts.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I found it.
Yes, and do you know, okay, let's actually talk about this. So when Ronnie goes into the villa in the first episode and then Liv was like really cussing you out, and I was like, she's
You know
so
what?
Yeah,
aggressive.
you stuck up for him.
I was like, what
I
the
just
fuck?
didn't want to like.
You in that moment didn't stick up for yourself
No,
though.
but it was more because it was on TV and it was more like the embarrassment for like Harriet. Like that's why I didn't do it. Do you know what I mean?
So you didn't want to make it like, we've been going back and forth and you sent me a picture and okay, I
just wanted it to be like, right, red flag, hold that, done.
Because basically, Olivia gave Ronnie a red flag and said, you're getting a red flag because you tried to DM me or something when you were with Harriet.
Yeah.
And on the outside, I remember hearing this story and I was like, I don't know if it really played out the way.
Yeah.
She made out as if she was like disgusted.
Yeah, and like
that
it was all
messaged.
you. That's how it looked. And I was
And
like,
then Ronnie you are a gent in that way, I feel. You just didn't get into a bicker with her. You just went, okay.
And where it was like, I weren't interested in her or anything, like after she like, should have a chat and that, and I was just like, no, like, why would, like, it was just like a sore subject.
and also, it was a sore subject for me, wasn't it, when we were together? So I feel like maybe you
that's
didn't
why I
want to
just
say it.
didn't want to bring it up.
And so then So I'm on social media, I'm at a shoot, and I was talking to my team about it, like Mikey Phillips and that lot. And they went, why don't you just put it on your stories? And I was like, I don't know, it just feels like really messy. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna. So I put it on. Put it on my stories, and then I get these texts coming through, various different messages. Some people going, oh my God, this is epic. I heard about the photo art. Then I had a couple of people through friends of friends being like, no, you've got it wrong. Ronnie put his face on a picture. It was basically, I think she told some of her friends that you had edited a picture. So then my heart just like sank into my stomach, and I was like, have I just literally outed him
that photo of
to
me
the
and Harriett
whole
walking.
country? So then I had to get someone on the inside. So we need to, who's got access to her Instagram? We need the receipt or Ronnie's Instagram. Anyway, I had a lot of important things to do that day. They all went to the side. We got the receipt. Priority number one. We got the receipt. It was obviously, as I said, Liv edited the photo.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I'm thinking, this sounds really bad. I didn't think about Harriett, but I thought, because we had seen the press then, that you're in South Africa, there's no way she has a phone. Then Harriett DMs me and she's like, oh, I didn't know this. And I was like... I need to put my phone down. I was like, because now I feel like really bad. I was like, because that's
Harriett
horrible.
come in and was like, I'll be speaking to Liv Attwood. And I was like, what?
Oh,
About
No,
what?
I said that I told him that you stuck up for him because I was like, good. Because I went in
you've
there
always had my
like
back.
all guns blazing, as in to be like saying it to Liv, like, excuse me, you
And
did
then
this.
she leaves the day before you fucking arrive. I was like, no.
And I didn't know till I got to the Villa doors as well. So
So then I was like, oh my God, I felt so terrible. Because there was you were quite later in than I thought you were going to be. I thought from the way the press was talking that you were like ready to go in, but it was a good,
2
10
weeks,
days?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
About 2 weeks.
yeah, I was meant to go in a little bit earlier, but I didn't end up. They swapped it around. They swapped me and Grace.
Okay.
But I think I went in at a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just annoying that,
nick
at
of
least I
time.
got to say the stuff at the end when she came in. So
Yes, so then you guys, you caught a little bit of heat, and again, I came to your defence. I need to slow the fuck down. For being sassy when you were voted out.
but
also,
I
I
was
was like, what are you meant to do? Just stand
Yeah.
there?
And also your friends, like who are like speaking like all this stuff about us. I was like, no.
I was like, it's so unclassy that they're clapping back. I was like, what the hell? It's
you
not the
got to
House
think
of
as well,
Commons.
we stood out there for like 3 hours. Like, that ain't
Yeah.
a 40-minute scene.
No.
Like, we're getting loads of votes, like, and then they're,
we knew,
and then
you
they're
know
talking
by
about
vote
other
3,
things.
4.
And I'm like, just trying to defend us, because at the end of the day, like, you can see you're going. And I just said to her, if we go, we're going down. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, with a
You're
fight.
going down in flames.
Yeah, there was no way I was letting Liv get away with it. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like not seeing me the whole series and messaging my man. Like, no.
Then I thought was funny, when you were like directly talking to her and you were like, you literally lied about messages. She's ignoring you.
I know.
Like, she's like, we're not responding.
I don't know if they showed it, but she was just like she didn't know what to do with herself.
She
was
like acknowledge it.
I don't know, like all like that. And I was like, own it, because I would if I did that to someone.
When you're voted out, then you know you're going. You go upstairs in like forgive me, ITV, in a non-telly world. Did it kick off behind the scenes?
No.
Was it no?
It was just,
I
it
was
was
really
more,
upset,
yeah,
yeah.
Harriett was really upset, and I just wanted out.
I just want to clarify,
I mean?
it wasn't because we were leaving, it was more, again, the way we went.
Yeah.
And like,
Did it feel unjustified? It felt unfair.
yeah, and also like when the text came through that they were going to be doing that, you naturally, you work out like, oh, who's going to be voting? I obviously thought I could not, Tina wouldn't vote for me, I thought. Danielle, no. And also Sammy, like there was a few people that I was actually friends with.
Yeah.
So that shocked me. So I think I was hurt again by like friends voting us. And I think that's why I was upset. I wasn't, upset to be leaving because I was leaving with you, but it was more like, a bit of a stab in the back,
I just have a massive issue with like other islanders and also people online going, oh my God, you shouldn't be upset you're leaving. You're in your couple, fuck off. If you go on a show, right, you want to stay to the end. It's not like you want to win.
No.
It's just like you
It
want
was
to...
the whole experience of
Anyone
it.
who goes to that show and says, I wouldn't like to be in the final is lying. It doesn't matter if you met the love of your life.
Yeah.
You'd still like to see it and be part of the whole process.
And definitely, like, I walked in from day one, and obviously last time we left well early, I thought.
Yeah.
And then obviously to do the whole journey, even if we finished 5th, like, it
It's
would
the
just
worst
been
way to
that
go,
extra
the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we've been on such a journey and like, people say, oh, why are you upset? You're going to see everyone again. No, you don't think that in the moment, do you? Like, you've
cares?
made
Also,
these
like,
like amazing
hopefully not.
friendships and stuff. Like, yeah, true. But yeah, I wasn't crying about that. It was more
No, I get that. How do you feel about the winning couple, Gabby and Casey?
Yeah, I was buzzing for them.
would that have been your choice?
Gabby was like, I got on really well with Gabby. So did you?
Yeah, I loved Gabby.
And
She was like my
Casey.
older sister in there.
We just spoke about you, me and Gabby.
And she's I do love Gabby
it's
a lot.
mad. We were saying on the phone, like, I've never really met anyone from your series like
That's
that.
mental.
And then we was talking about you, how naughty you was.
Marcel. I was
That was
coupled up with
crazy.
Marcel for like 2 days.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we spoke about that.
It was not a love match.
Yeah, because I was like, you was with Liv, weren't you, on the same series? He was like, no, we was in a couple. I was like, what? And then that reminds me, because I remember watching it on the sofa with Brad, and when you coupled up with Marcel at the start, he was crying. Sorry, Brad.
Sorry, Brad.
Yeah, so it's interesting as well because Gabby and I feel like we've become a lot closer over the last few years. I don't know what she said outside the villa. Because
Yeah, she said literally, because obviously I remember speaking to you before and you said she was leaked, wasn't she? You
To
said
go in,
To do it.
yeah.
And then I remember you said Gabby and someone else. And then I walked in with Gabby. And that was my first conversation with her. I was like, oh my God, I was speaking to you about Liv. And she was like, oh, I love her. How is she? She was like, we spoke more recently.
Yeah,
about
I do
everything.
love her.
Yeah.
I feel like in the villa, I got to know her better like in the last sort of 7-8 years out the villa than I did in the villa. Because obviously in there, I was like, me, Amber, Kem and Chris were just like in this weird foursome. So I never really like got to like know many of the other girls that well. But she's a genuinely nice person. And I'm really glad they won.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
same.
would have picked them or Grace and Luca. We were
Yeah.
saying that before. Like, when we were getting interviewed and stuff of like people we wanted to win.
How do you feel about Grace and Luca as a couple? Because people are very divisive about them online. Do you think they're a good match? Do you think? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. It's so weird because, like, obviously knowing both of them on the outside, I've always tried to set them up, but it's never happened for like the weirdest reasons. Like, we were on holiday, me and Grace were in Dubai a couple months ago, and Luca was there too with some other friends. And like, there were so many nights that we were meant to meet and we didn't because something got in the way or something came up. And it's like, it never ever happened, and then it happened at the perfect time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there were so many things that could have happened and it never did. Like, they knew each other as well because Grace met him at some like boxing fight or something like that.
Okay.
But they obviously never, like, nothing ever happened between them. So it's like, it never happened, then it happened on the show. So yeah,
Amazing.
it's meant to be.
Which one of the 4 final couples do you think are going to struggle the most in IRL?
Struggled the most. Who do you think?
I don't know. Do you want to answer? I don't know.
I don't know. Obviously, at the time when you're in there, like everyone gets on that. But if you want me to say a couple, Ekin and Curtis. I just feel like Curtis is more into it than Ekin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
See,
that's how it come across.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you watch it because they're both very performative, so it's quite hard to know what is underneath.
Right.
Well, yeah, we were getting lost and we were in the villa with them, so I can't imagine how the viewers felt.
There's a lot going on.
A lot.
You had some viral moments.
Oh no, my
You must be
trousers.
aware now.
How about the dog lead one?
So I have so many favourites. So the trousers getting stuck up there. It's great.
You know, I didn't see that until
Right.
I came out because I was like, I saw him go for it and I was like, I'm not going to look because I'm going to be embarrassed for him. So I like closed my eyes.
I was pulling them so much.
And
Looking
then
at
I
her,
see
she's going
it.
out.
Yeah.
I'm like-
So I hadn't seen it. Everyone was talking about it and I was like, no way.
In the end, they cut it out. I had to undo the Velcro myself. Like, just go.
Those stop. That's.
Swear.
And then you did Harriet. Had you on a dog lead?
The dog lead.
Yeah, because they showed the clip from the last series where I was like, Ronnie, and you're like, I'm not a dog man. And then it was me.
That was funny though.
It's very funny. And then my personal favourite is when you called across the deck in
To
pretending to
Ekin.
be Ekin. That
I
was
haven't seen that one.
That was very funny.
She told me off. She was like, "Stop! You're playing up." I was like,
Well, Ekin said that,
no,
oh, Harriet.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I need to watch that.
I was calling across.
How did you feel doing the heart rate challenge?
Oh, it's not a bit of me.
'Cause Brad
I was
and
so
I watched
moody.
that together.
Do you know the heart rate and the talent show? I kicked off, sat outside on my own.
Sulk him.
Yeah, he
sulking.
did sulk. I was like, oh, come on, man.
It's just not me, is it?
It's
that?
embarrassing.
It's
It is.
so
You just have to-
embarrassing.
I loved it.
You have to just, okay. Yeah, but you can dance.
Yeah, well, even me playing football, I'm not even that good. So it's like,
Yeah, but you did well, babe.
yeah, but
How
it's
did you
like,
miss that tiny
I
little goal?
know. I said to Luca, how did we save
Yeah,
that?
Luca didn't want you to score. He was like, no.
Yeah.
You should have like jumped in the pool after.
It's
or
not a
something.
bit of me, that challenge. I hate it. I hate the whole thing. But it's like, once you get it done, it's the best. But then they always leave me till last.
On everything.
So everything. So like, I'd be like, let me go first, get over and done with. No. And I'm just like, oh, long. But
And then the others put on quite a show. What was that like to watch in real life? Like Curtis.
do you know
was
the Ekin
thrusting.
thing?
I was scared
the
for my
Ekin thing
life.
was the maddest thing I've ever seen in my life. Do you know, like
We didn't see it. The tree was in the way.
The whole scene was like 10 minutes. And she. The best thing is she threw Casey on the floor, yeah?
10 minutes?
And then she rolled back off Casey but got stuck. And then she just carried crawling again. And we was like, no. She was mad.
It was a visual treat for the eyes.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It was insane.
Curtis
It felt like I was
done a knee
watching...
slide on decking.
Oh,
And
that
also,
must
he's
have
so
hurt.
nice,
knees.
his knees.
No.
Yeah.
His knees from there to there are like all burnt.
Yeah, on wood. Who does that? But honestly, when he came in, I was like, and then he kept getting closer towards us, and us girls just jumped out the fire pit.
It was nuts.
It was horrible.
I was so scared.
But they
That's why
come
my
into
heart
their
went.
own. They come into their own on them like things. Do you know what I mean?
They're performers.
was them.
Yeah, they loved it. Yeah.
So let's talk about you guys now. How are things going?
Really good. We had a nice
Look at
little.
your little smile, Ronnie. My God.
I don't know who this person is,
Neither
but
the
he's
fuck
like
do I.
amazing.
It's
Mad.
weird.
Like he literally is doing everything for me, like surprising me, being so.
Yeah, we had a
nice.
nice spa weekend.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was nice. So then we had a nice date night last night.
Yeah, and we went down to see my family.
Yeah, went to see our family Monday.
And is that the first time you've done the family
No.
No.
Well,
but
since
first-
coming out, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this time round, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just been nice. Got a little holiday booked.
Where are you going?
Dubai. Fancy
Obviously.
it? Yeah,
I mean, of course I always fancy it. When are you
Yeah.
going?
7th.
Of April.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
he'll be playing football, but I could come on my own.
Yeah. Bring Ryan.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, things are going really well. Like, I just feel so much different about it now.
Yeah, that's what the question I want to ask you, because I think obviously you're my friend, so obviously I'm always going to be in your corner, but as a girl, and I think as the other viewers would have felt, well, he fumbled her last time. What is the difference this time?
I just feel like when I come out the first time, like things were so good, but it was just such a big world, different world. Do you know what I mean? And it
The
was
adjustment to
and
You know, you
I
have
just,
to learn the relationship and also learn about the new world.
yeah,
So it's like
I just
hard.
didn't know where I was fully, and that ain't fair, really. But then obviously when things obviously ended and whatnot, it was like I just went I went gym and just looked after myself, and I knew what I wanted. Obviously, whether that was being with Harriett or not. Obviously, I'd done the Love Island to meet someone, and lucky enough, it was Harriett again. So then, yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy, you know.
He can't talk like this.
So yeah, things are good. What do you think?
Yeah, how
I
do you
get it.
feel, Harriet?
Well, the thing is, like, I always knew, like, deep down that he was like this. But I was just like, you know, in our series, I was like, why are you acting up so much? Like, I think you were just like, you know, you were on a lad's holiday in the first
Yeah,
series.
the summer one, I feel like I just enjoyed it too much.
And like coming
I mean?
out, it was a new world, and you loved the
And all the
PAs, and you loved the
attention.
girls' attention and show. Do you know what I mean? Like all of that. But I think now, like, yeah, you're just like, you're even happier in yourself, and like
Yeah.
you know in yourself what you want. So now you are ready to be in a relationship. So it's just nice. But I always knew you was like this.
What is it about Harriet you think that brings out this softer side to you that we've not even seen? Me and Brad are like, who is this?
Do you know what I said on the show? Like, I never knew a relationship could be like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never had like a healthy relationship with that. Like, you've known me, I've never really been with anyone. Like, I never used to do dates, never used to see people. So I'd never let myself fully in with anyone just because I just didn't want to. And then, yeah, it was just like, it's a healthy relationship with, like, that's what I want, you know?
How do you feel, Harriet, trust-wise now with Ron on the PA circuit? And
I've done
doing...
3 already.
Yeah.
And you feel good?
Yeah, and he's been very reassuring.
But
and
also
stuff.
the reaction is so much different. Like, I was going to PAs and the PAs were nights out.
Yeah.
These ones are meet and greets, and like, I've set everything up now. So I've got a driver taking me, picking me up, dropping me
You
home.
just go and do the thing and you
I'm
leave.
not drinking.
Yeah, like whereas he was staying and
Yeah.
then getting like, you know, getting drunk and whatever.
I ain't been drinking on them. I've like sorted my pals out to take me home, and like just to obviously let H know everything. She's got to find my iPhone on me. But
Me and Brad don't have that.
really,
No.
He doesn't have me, but I have you.
no.
Do you know what it was? We had a discussion about it. Obviously, Brad lies.
Yeah.
You know. You don't need to protect him. He's not here.
He
But
never lies.
the problem is, I also lie.
Yes, that wouldn't work.
So we just made a mutual agreement to not do it.
I didn't like want it though, but I have like all of my girl
And
best
most
friends on
couples
it.
have it. I think most healthy couples have it. How did you feel going back into Love Island with the same Barnet, knowing that you literally broke the internet the first time round? Because I feel like that's just a player move. You don't care.
No, I really don't care.
It's like, you just have to respect it.
Even now, like, I'll just... People
Did you think about it, knowing that people have reacted that way?
I just done it more, like, for... When I go to the bathroom and that now, I've just done it in front of, like, to make a point of it. Like, I was doing it last time, but obviously the bathroom was different in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the
it's
last
a different villa, isn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, just things like that. I knew that, obviously, they could pick up on. But even, like, the messages and comments I get now, the only reason I'd get my hair done is because it's just everyone's on it. But then, like, there's so many reasons why I use it, and I've used it for so many years.
You talk about the topic, the hair topic.
It's like, I'm just going to change it when I'm ready. But Harriet don't mind it, and no one else.
Yeah.
And that's it.
How do you feel, Harriet, when you see people making those comments?
I don't know. I don't really read them, to be honest. No, and I just feel like you're confident. Like, you joke about it. Like, you can have a laugh with yourself. Like, I didn't really think it was a big thing in the villa. And people would ask me, and I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, wouldn't I? I'd be like, what are you going on about?
I saw her and I said, how's it look? She was like, shit, so I've done it again. But,
No,
do you know what I mean?
I didn't say that.
Well, she said it didn't look great.
said
But
look
I'd rather it be like, yeah, look wonky. But it was like
At least
7
I'm
o'clock.
honest, you know.
You have to tell it.
Yeah. But other than that, like, we've never really spoken about it.
No, it's just like...
She's like, I want to see you without it. I was like, hell no.
Oh, so have you not seen Ronnie without
you
it?
have.
I have, but like I didn't even realise, is what I mean. I don't know if I'm just... Yeah.
When we say without it, without putting the hair fibres in, like, you wouldn't just walk around at home without a mim?
No, I've always
So do you
got
think
a
you
mim,
will
like.
do a hair transplant?
I think I will, yeah.
Do you think you'll take Brad?
Yeah, he can come.
He can
Not
definitely
with that
come.
blonde hair, though.
Because
No,
you still got the blonde hair.
Yeah,
So if he went and had blonde hair, would his hair grow back blonde?
No, because he's not blonde.
Oh.
He's... Oh, my God.
Good question, though, no?
No, it's not. I mean, I understand how you got there, but...
Yeah, thank you.
No, it would just be his actual natural hair and then he'd bleach it.
Oh,
Yeah, so it would grow black.
sick.
And Pete needs one as well, so all three of you could go together.
Oh, that's a great
We should do an
trio.
episode for
Can I
the
have
pod.
discount for
Well,
it?
the three of them get their hair done. The 3 stars of So Wrong It's Right. Right, before you go, we'll play a game.
Yeah.
You've played the game before.
Mm-hmm. When me and Brad played, didn't it, with you?
Yes, you did. And you gave some very offensive and disturbing answers.
Did we?
But Harriet, this will be your first time playing the game.
Yeah.
Nervous.
No, never nervous.
And I want you to hold truths, Ronnie. No showing
What?
off now to be like, you're Mr. Perfect.
What, you throwing me under the bus here?
Oh, no.
Might be on Harriet's team now. I quite like her after meeting her today. Yeah, I'll start taking her side. Okay, so this is the box of wrong. I'm going to read out statements and then we decide if they're wrong, right, or so wrong that they're right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sticking up for your friends even if they're wrong.
Yeah, stick up.
Friends are a very loose term. My personal stance on this is like best friends and partners stick up for you no matter what in public and they can tell you in private
Yeah, I'm like that, yeah.
that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
You should never I don't think you should ever correct your partner or
In
your
front of
best
people,
friend.
I think that's really wrong. Yeah, yeah.
But then I'm quite like, my best friends are like ride or die, as you know, Ron. But like a looser friend, I'm not.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say afterwards, oh, I don't agree with that, or like maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't do that. Yeah.
So right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
wait, sticking up for your friends. Yeah, right.
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 Stealing clothes from your partner. Do you do? Doesn't look like you have much similar taste in clothes.
No, I'm not
I
sure.
don't think
Although I
I'd-
have
I'd
dressed
fit in
him.
this.
I've given him a whole new wardrobe, Liv.
I was going to say it's better. I like all of it, actually.
Thank you.
Well, I started dressing like a boy recently, so Brad and I do share quite a lot of clothes. We actually do. How weird is it? Yeah, like T-shirts and hoodies with like communal property.
You always take my t-shirts and hoodies.
Yeah, like just to like sleep in.
Yeah,
and, like,
no, I
be
wear them
cozy.
out. This is his share T-shirt. Yeah.
I wouldn't know though.
And he wears my thongs.
Again.
When was it that he had a thong on?
What?
Wasn't it for the stag do?
Yeah, then, but I feel like we had an after party once and we had Brad prancing around in a thong with his balls hanging out the side.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you were there. I think it was like me, him and Brio. It was weird. Okay, so it's so wrong, it's right. Eating leftover food for breakfast. So like if you had a Chinese or a pizza, I know.
See, I would be all over that.
Yeah, you
I
actually
used to do
were.
it at your house.
I
all the
know.
time.
No.
I know.
I'd wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, finish Chinese, and then try and not get ate by the dogs, and then go back up to bed. And Brad would be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, nothing.
Try and get ate by the dogs. To me, it's just wrong.
Yeah, I think
don't
it's
like
wrong.
it.
Cold. You don't know what's been on it. No.
I'm all over that.
You love your scran though, don't you?
I love food. I've been better.
Yeah, no, you look good. You
I
look
used
slim.
to snack. Do I?
Yeah, you do.
I used to snack all the time, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, at one point I was worried about you. You want to share a Chinese buffet with this guy, you'll get bit.
Yeah, that was bad.
Pulling out the receipts to back up an argument.
Right.
I like a receipt.
Yeah.
Oh, we like receipts.
We love receipts.
Receipts, timeline, screenshots.
yeah.
Oh, you're bad for that.
Yeah.
Should go back like 6 months. I'm like November
At
the
this
12th.
time, you did this.
Yeah, 8:42. I'm like, what
Have
the
you
fuck?
had a hard time leaving the past in the past?
No.
No, that's good.
I feel like we've completely cleared up everything.
Yeah.
haven't we?
But I think doing the show helped.
Yeah.
Because now it's just like you've got other things to
Bookmarks
think
it.
about. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, sleeping in your makeup after a night out.
No.
Do you ever do it?
I've probably done it twice.
Yeah, horrendous.
I cannot do it. Even
Why
if
is
I'm
it so bad?
really, really drunk, I have to get some sort of makeup
Same.
off, even if it's a little bit on.
So I can't. Girls that do it like on the regs, like they are spawns of Satan because I can't explain to you what it feels like when you wake up.
Like groggy. Like
It's like your face cracks when you move it. Like it's like you've got a mask on. It's it's the top 10 one of the worst feelings ever.
Yeah.
It's vile. So that's wrong. Just plain
Definitely
fucking wrong. Getting back with an ex.
Yes.
Yes. You're now in the club. Did you?
so wrong is right.
Oh, yeah.
I also got back with an ex.
Yeah,
so
see,
wrong is
married.
right.
Married, 2 dogs.
Happy.
Happy.
Ish. I'm joking. Am I mean about Brad on here?
All the time.
He's quite mean.
Yeah.
But Ronnie thinks that Brad's quite mean to me, don't you?
Yeah. But
He-
your relationship's sick, isn't it? It is good when you talk.
Would you say that Brad and I's relationship could be in any way an inspiration for your?
Yeah. Don't you?
Yeah.
She doesn't
Like-
know us as well as you do. That's why.
No,
I've
but from
asked.
what you
No.
tell me, yeah.
Yeah, all good stuff.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah,
he does say
you
good
two are
things.
good. You two just make me crack up. Well, I've been there from the start. It's just funny, isn't it? And then you speak to Brad driving home like from golf and I'm like, how you and Liv? He's like,
I know.
so
It's
that's
just boys don't give much away, do they? Like, we would say every single detail.
I
Whereas
know.
they'd be
I'm like,
no.
oh God, where do I start? He did
Yeah,
this, did that.
He did this, that.
he loves you.
Yeah.
He is obsessed with you. You know that.
I know.
Nauseating, isn't it? Guys, this has been such a pleasure.
No, thank
I'm
you for having us.
so grateful to have had you both on the pod. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Liv.